I'd like you to consider a question. Do the lyrics of songs count as literature, like the words of a novel or a book of poetry? In 2016, the Swedish Academy put forward its own answer. To great controversy, rock musician Bob Dylan was awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature. It was the first time a musician had ever received the prestigious award. But the news polarized the worlds of literature and music. Should we rank the words we set against music, alongside letters that are meant to be read? Does Dylan's body of lyrics rank alongside those of other Nobel Prize-winning poets, like Eliot or Yeats? Allow me to take you on a journey through his vast oeuvre and decide for yourself. As an extremely prolific musician, Bob Dylan's musical career spans many decades. His first album, entitled Bob Dylan, came out in 1962. Since then, he has released 38 albums, 91 singles, and 19 compilation albums. According to Al Cooper, in an entry of the Encyclopedia Britannica called Bob Dylan, hailed as the Shakespeare of his generation, Dylan sold tens of millions of albums, wrote more than 500 songs recorded by more than 2,000 artists, performed all over the world, and set the standard for lyric writing. His prolific body of work encompasses different genres of music, as well as lyrical styles and subject matter. In the early to mid-60s, Dylan was a folk musician, creating songs that addressed the social issues of the day. From 1965 to 1966, however, his lyrics evolved into a more surreal and beat-inspired style, in addition to his new transition into a rock sound. In succeeding years, he continued altering his musical persona, adopting genres such as country, gospel, Americana, and the blues. According to Elijah Wald in his 2016 book, Dylan Goes Electric, Newport, Sager, Dylan, and the Night That Split the 60s. What happened at Newport in 1965 was not just a musical disagreement. It marked the end of the folk revival as a mass movement and the birth of rock as the mature artistic voice of a generation. This was in reference to the audience at a Newport Dylan concert, who booed at his conversion to an electric rock sound. The polarization over Dylan's music has continued over the years, cementing his status as one of rock's greatest iconoclasts. Despite the controversy over awarding the Nobel Prize for Literature for a body of musical work, Dylan received the prize in 2016. In this regard, he is likened to Shakespeare, in that both wrote pieces of great poetic power that are meant to be performed rather than read. According to Horace Engdahl, a member of the Nobel Committee, mentioned in an article of the New York Times by Joe Casciarelli, called Bob Dylan Sends Warm Words but Skips Nobel Prize Ceremonies. Dylan is a singer worthy of a place beside the Greek bards, beside Ovid, beside the romantic visionaries, beside the kings and queens of the blues, beside the forgotten masters of brilliant standards. Alongside George Bernard Shaw, Dylan is the only Nobel Prize winner for literature who has also won an Oscar. He won an Oscar for Best Original Song in 2001 for the song Things Have Changed. In the 21st century, Dylan's music continues to inspire minds and incite debate due to its radical inventiveness with language, its profound and enduring social relevance, and the sheer iconoclasm of its artist. His body of work and his musical longevity is staggering and remains a testament to his ability to provoke the minds of people, regardless of the times. There's one thing to take away from what I've said today. Let it be this. Listen to at least one Dylan song today, and your life might change, as mine has. Thank you.